The seals have been broken, and the devils are here. And apparently very sleepy.
It's cozy.
It's cozy time.
It's cozy time.
Alright, so maybe I should... The seals have been broken, and the devils are here. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Concerto on Nocturne here on NPR. What's going on, everybody? We're gonna have some fun tonight. We're in our sleepover gear, apparently. This is fucking great.
You say one thing in front of us.
Yeah.
It's all tough.
I make one little joke.
Yep.
And it becomes this. Slumber Party, the Cozy Coterie, as it's been dubbed.
The
Action.
cozery?
The Cozery.
Yeah, the cozery.
The cozery.
Yep. Oh, god damn it. One little joke. All right, everybody. We're going to get through a few announcements and shout outs before we get started. Okay. Now that that's all sorted, let's go ahead and get into tonight's episode of Concerto on Nocturne on Sleepy Time NPR. Tonight's episode entitled A Weary Rest. Curtis has just left. Our coterie has gotten cozy. There's leftovers in the fridge. And we're all sitting on the... They're sitting on the good couch.
Don't let well, it's okay, because Danny never leaves their room. They'll never know. Unless they check the security cams.
Initiate cozy cuddle time formation.
It's like cuddly Voltron.
So that's where we
Is the
pick back up.
Is the good couch the one we were told, like, don't sit on this couch. This couch is not for you.
It's for company.
Curtis can sit there. Yeah. Not us.
Sitting on it anyway. Meh.
That'll teach the person funding us.
In this city, there must be a Postmates for blood, right?
People who have connections to the circulatory system might be able to get a delivery, but I don't think anybody here put effort into getting in contact with them. I mean, you can try and make a couple of phone calls, see what you can wiggle out. But so far up until this point, it's been you going out and getting stuff, or somebody else knowing you needed a favor and doing that for you.
I mean, I can make runs through the hospital and see about bringing something back as well, but, if I'm honest, I don't want to go out.
Yeah, I kind of had enough out for a little while. I think staying in would be nice.
I imagine what we brought back last time might expire without due care. So, we should look in on him.
Oh. What did you call him? William?
William.
Even though his name is Leslie?
That's a terrible name. I'd never name a son Leslie.
Do we, like saran wrap him or something? Is he, tied up somewhere?
I'm keeping an eye on him.
Oh, okay. It's just so much happened. I actually, feel like I don't know where anything is anymore. I'm just really tired. I think. Charlie just kind of keeps, slumping more and more until she's, lying on the couch cushion. It's oh. It's been a time.
It often is. But the silver lining here is that depending on how quickly we get reliable information from William, you might not have to leave to get a drink. So, if we take care of that, you will possibly get a treat. Right?
Oh.
I'm not 100% sure that we necessarily want to drink that guy.
It could be very educational. But you know what? If you need to go out, you could do that too.
He's definitely on performance enhancers. And I don't know what else is floating around in there.
I'd like to know.
Certainly an awful lot of Zima.
Yeah.
It's just poison.
Well, at the very least, he's not going anywhere. So I can take a few samples and see if there's anything remaining in his blood to give us an idea about what those enhancers were in that little Altoids tin, yeah?
Yep.
Could we break those down? Is that something that you can do, Delia, to figure out what it is, or?
I mean, absolutely. Danny set me up pretty well here. We have a lab here as well. Originally, before we ended up with the sanctum as well, I thought I don't have to do everything here.
Oh,
so
that's fair.
I'd rather have a lab than a really big bedroom. So I said that they could take the side of my bedroom if it meant a bigger lab.
Oh.
Granted.
I just realized I haven't seen your room. I guess I've kind of seen Luke's because Luke's and mine is the same right now.
And look, you're getting along so much better now.
I don't know if that's because of the shared room thing, but yes, we are. So there's that. Yay. Charlie just turns and just grins all big at Luke.
Luke sees the grin, initially, gives a big smile, and then,
Good. Maybe we can do a thing for a bit a time without killing each other for a while. I like this. All right. But I'm going to go see to our guests then.
Do you want
I'll
help?
come with you and make sure that his heart rate doesn't get too low.
Yeah, and you were teaching me about blood stuff at the hospital, so anything else I can learn?
Well, hopefully something interesting and not standard.
Oh, let's find out. Charlie just rolls off of the couch and is just like, yay, let's go.
See? You're fine. You were just lazy.
Yay, interrogation time. So if anybody's been
trying to be happy.
If anybody's been into a walk-in freezer, you know the essential elements of what Delia has. You've got corrugated steel floor, that diamond plate on top of it. You've got the insulated plastic foam, that hardened foam plastic that's used for insulation inside refrigerators. You've got the big unit overhead, the vents pouring out cold air. A large, thick steel door with plenty of padding for insulation around the exterior.
I just had a thought.
Yeah?
Modern walk-ins are equipped with a like a push lever in case you get stuck on the inside and can't work your way out.
Mm-hmm.
Can confirm.
I double check. Does this one have one?
Yes.
I will start working to disable that.
Please don't make modifications to my lab without asking.
It's everybody's walk-in cooler. But also, I don't want that guy to get out.
Well, disable that guy.
But
Don't disable my actual functional
I
lab.
would like to get out.
I will put forth that there is a pin lock for the exterior. It's a metal dowel that slides into the latch lock, and it makes it so that you can't pull the lever at all to open it. So that would disengage the interior lock as you're looking at it.
I really don't want to admit to how many times I've locked it behind myself, so please.
So
you can lock things in if you really want to.
I remember back in the 80s, they had these PSAs about children playing around, old refrigerators and ice boxes and stuff. I don't know why I thought of that right now.
Because we're in an icebox.
Inside, there are those steel erector set inspired shelving units that have...
Baker's racks?
Huh?
You mean baker's racks?
Not everybody sees those, so I was giving multiple sources of description.
I was just making sure that I understood what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's the racks that have the almost conical, like you slide the shelving over the poles on the four corners. You can set them to whatever size you want. But they're all made of thin steel. They're kind of open. And they currently have a lot of samples on them. Delia's work is there. There's scrawled blue permanent marker written on a bunch of masking tape wrapped around different vials for further investigation and study. In the center of this room, though, it's a walk-in closet, it's a walk-in freezer in a private residence in New York. So it is the size of a small apartment in New York.
This is more about New York.
So it's probably like 10 feet wide by maybe 12 feet deep. Not huge. But like I said, it'd probably go for like $2K on the apartment market. In the center of this room,
being this cold all the time.
Yeah, and yes, it would. It would, unless it's the summer, and then it would be a sauna. It's sitting in the center on one of the kitchen chairs, duct taped rather liberally around the ankles to the chair, around the waist to the back, wrists duct taped down to the sides, and chest wrapped around to the top of the back, sits a rather marred individual. He was stabbed several times, if I remember correctly, with medical equipment before he was knocked out by being slammed into one of his compatriots. So he looks like he's had a rough night. Also looks like your quintessential jarhead. I know that's a term for Marines. This guy's Army Rangers. But he's got a high and tight. He looks like he probably just got off deployment. And he's conscious. And staring.
That's not weird.
as you walk in.
I would like to walk. I walk over to our friend. And I sit on him. I straddle his legs and sit on him and lean in very, very close. Well, now, you done fucked up, ain't you, kid? 'Cause you're still alive. I'll come back to you. I'll stand up and run a line of duct tape around his ears and eyes.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Imagining when that comes off, that's gonna fucking hurt.
You don't need eyebrows.
Oh,
Not gonna get chicks without
Wait a
eyebrows.
Second here.
lids. The lids.
Gonna make a little
Nope.
bit of a resolve composure
You gotta hope
test.
that the eyelids collect a lot of oil so that when you remove, the adhesive doesn't
Slides.
stick to the eyelids as much. 'Cause
Perspiration cuts it out too. a bit.
exactly. But it's pretty cold in here. So unless you have anxiety sweats, you're not getting any sweat lubricant.
He maintains his composure.
Cool. Good for him.
The close cut to his hair makes it so that the duct tape is probably not going to tear the hair off from the back of his head. He's probably not making out of this with his eyebrows intact. But he
Those
doesn't
weren't
seem
really on the table anyway.
he doesn't seem too shaken as you get one last look at very hard ice blue eyes as he just dead stares Luke as the duct tape goes around.
We should start at least by taking samples. The more time we let his blood circulate, the more time it has to distribute it throughout the body. So, Luke, you know how to draw blood, right?
Yeah.
Okay, get a few samples from him. Here, she hands over an empty vial.
Wait, it's this way. Yes.
Yeah, right. Here you go. Living in the past.
Thank
Too far.
you.
Too far. Yeah.
Does Luke is Luke conventionally drawing blood, or is he gonna also find out how old this guy is by counting the rings?
Man, the shit people are gonna say tonight is just gonna have me go.
Oh, no. I actually, I get pretty close again because the duct tape isn't really gonna muffle too much of what I have to say. So I just like I'm like dancing my fingers along his side up to his arm, just like the itsy bitsy spider came over to draw some blood. I'm just like singing like fucked up lullabies to him as I'm using the syringe that I was handed.
Luke is a trained phlebotomist.
I am actually.
So conventional blood drawing then. Okay. You're able to draw, you know, as much as you need to without having him pass out. So the vial that you, how many vials was Luke given though? You just gave him the one?
I had more than one pocket.
Usually,
this pocket?
usually you want to draw like
Yeah, you gotta make sure.
3 or 4 at least.
Yeah. Hold on.
Salt. No.
Pocket salt. I don't have any more Cassandra-wise, but you know, there's more on the wall.
Of course, there's plenty inside the freezer with you. So Luke is able to draw 4. Would probably be
this
a
one
smart.
has a bird in it. It's not coming out. Don't use this one. Use the other one on the wall.
Sure. trying to decide which one of us is scarier right now. Yeah, I'll draw 4. Yeah, I draw 4, and then I will.
Oh god.
We haven't done up his mouth, have we?
Well, we do need to
I
speak.
need him to talk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not looking to. Hang on.
Don't give him a mouth in a weird place, please. I just want to let him talk out of his actual mouth.
I draw. So I draw the. What I say? 4, 3.
3, I think he said.
3. Okay. So I draw the 3. Oh my goodness! Hey, we
actually hit even 8K just now.
Oh,
Wow, it's not a meme? Aww.
Give it time.
yay.
They'll work their way back to it.
I have faith in people.
Thank you, Joe.
So I'll draw the however many I said, and then just like a little bit more, and I'll kind of take my thumb and just open his mouth just enough to squirt a little in. Just be like, "That's what you taste like to us. What do you think? Sweet? Sour?
Just sits there for a moment, then just spats it out. Doesn't say anything.
Ew.
He did it in the general direction of Luke, but since he's currently duct tape blindfolded, he didn't actually... It's in the general direction, so it kind of hit the floor / bottom of one of the shelves.
Now, Leslie. That's... You shouldn't play with your food.
It says boobies now.
Oh my god.
Damn it, Arashi.
I have a calculator. It's
That's
science
it.
lab.
We win. The game is over. We're done.
It's an old code, sir, but it checks out. Damn it, Arashi.
Seeing the blood hit some of the shelves, Delia's she's in her silk pajamas, but she's also still got her gloves on. She rubs the pinky along it and licks it. Don't be wasteful! Can I garner anything off of that donation?
The blood that he just threw? Okay, you're giving it a quick taste. All right. You can... So Bloodhound, you could just roll. And that'll let you know his resonance.
He's probably a little upsetty spaghetti.
Well, roll it.
You've never had me roll for Bloodhound. That's a
Oh, is it just...
passive thing.
let me double check, see if it's just...
Taste for Blood, however, would
Taste for
be...
Blood will be a roll.
Okay.
Let me double
I could
check.
do that instead if you'd like.
Well, that's to find out a little bit more.
I didn't know if that would work because it specifically talks about vampiric natures.
But it can give you some extra
Alrighty.
information. Let me just double check Bloodhound. Let's see if there's a gang involved.
Should I roll?
Make a resolve awareness test.
Okay, so do you want them two separate?
Oh, that's if you want to do it from range.
I could do it from range?
Yeah,
I've been
Bloodhound...
putting my mouth on things for no reason?
No, you can taste resonance with just a taste.
Okay.
Also,
Bloodhound lets you sniff it off a person from the distance.
Oh, that's going to make hunting so much easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
But feel free to keep putting your mouth on things. No one's going to complain.
So are you going to give it the old taste test, or are you going to just...
No,
Okay.
She's also wiping it off her fucking shelf.
Phlegmatic is the resonance that you catch off of it. If you wish to taste
So he
for
has a
blood...
cold.
I will.
Okay, let me jump to this. So it's willpower test, straight up.
Oh, sorry. In my thing,
You don't
it
know-
was...
No, it's always... Taste for blood is always just...
Okay.
Thaumaturgy is willpower tests.
Right.
All
Change that.
willpower tests.
Do, 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 do. That was the right amount anyway. Yay! 2.
You can tell that he has... Okay. He has a good 6 quarts left in his system. He hasn't lost too much blood. The cuts that you gave seem to be surface level. Mainly the main injury came from the fact that you slammed his head and he has a bit of a concussion. But he seems to be holding it rather well. And he has a blood potency of 1.
That is still so strange.
As you get that tingle when you taste it. It's not kindred, though. But it's as though he would have the blood potency of 1. It's the only way you can kind of describe it.
It's the same as Dave. Well, alright. I would need time to look at the pills. Do you want to try and talk without murdering?
Oh, I'm not gonna murder him. That's... You can't draw blood from a... Well, you can, but it's not good. Anyway, not gonna murder him.
Well, he's got about 6 quarts and a concussion, so, you know, jostle him a little bit, but not too much. Check on his eyes occasionally. Find out if he has any ties to Victoria.
Victoria.
Ambrose has asked about that before, and we still haven't gotten back to him, so if we could find some of that, it would put us in a good position.
Sure.
I mean, I can talk to him too, see what I can find out.
You two make a
Well-
fantastic... Yes.
You're the good cop who comes in a little later on.
Should I stand in a corner? Or...
If you like. Whenever you feel it's appropriate, come over and, you know, stop me. Say, oh my god, what are you doing? How could you? And then tell him how much easier it would be if he would just talk to you rather than having to deal with me.
just look at Luke. Kind of take in whatever, like, the expression he's making. And just turn away and go, I'm gonna go take my robe off because I don't want it getting ruined, and I will stand over there and away from the splash zone.
There's
Just in case.
a lab coat if you need.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I'll do that. And Truly just kind of just strolls away, shaking her head like, oh, this is gonna be bad. But she's here to help.
Yeah, Julia comes along with you and pulls on one of the, it's more of like the clear plastic type, so easy to wipe down. What?
Oh, okay.
There's also a pair of gloves if you need.
We'll definitely take coat. It's just changing from robe to science, Charlie.
Alright, so
The clear
find out
coats,
if
you could
this
just
guy-
see the pajamas under it.
Yeah, it's great.
Find out if
nighttime
this
science.
guy has ties to who again?
Victoria, we were originally going to go and talk to her, and then there was the whole sniper on the roof thing. But the Cathari that she's mixed up with, presumably, have been known to work with the church. And the church ties to hunters often enough, so I was wondering if we had that information and we could confirm whether or not Victoria is scheming something, and we can give that to Ambrose. Because right now all we have is a hefty accusation because we don't like her, and it's suspicious that she would have given up the seat for Prince.
I'm assuming you're having
I
this
almost
conversation
forgot.
outside of the freezer.
We're like right next to one of the motors while we were changing quietly.
We're also dexifying this room. You were saying with tarp.
Oh no, that's you know the clear lab coats that you
Oh,
wipe down.
those, right? Gotcha. Gotcha.
Charlie and Delia have the clear lab coats and gloves.
I was thinking, Dexter, you're going American Psycho. Gotcha.
She's worried about her robe.
Hey, Paul!
I haven't seen either of these things. It's fine.
What do you think about Huey Lewis in the news?
Oh.
All right. Slick, thank you, Brad. It's now Blobbies.
No, that wasn't Brad.
Yeah, that
was
was
Eric.
That was Eric.
My brain farted. Eric, thank you so much. That's Eric.
Yeah. Just Brad sitting there like,
I brain farted hard. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Fuck
looking
you,
at
Brad.
You got to understand all of the things I have on my fucking screen. All right. So Delia is going to go investigate the. What do you want to look at first? His blood or the pills?
Well, the blood can keep. I'll look at the pills for now. You two can have fun with talking to William. I don't think I have the taste for torture in me just yet.
That's fine.
Okay, then from you, I'm going to require a roll. So if you're looking at the drugs first, those pills, I'm gonna need a intelligence, science, chemistry test.
I have biology. Would that help at all, since it's how it's applied?
No.
Okay.
If you had what it was first, and then you were seeing how that would affect the body,
That's a later on
I would
project.
accept biology or medicine. But if you're literally just trying to find out what compounds are in this pill, it's not like you have a gas chromatograph. Wait, Danny might have gotten you a gas chromatograph.
Danny,
Shit.
I was wondering.
We'll say with your chemistry set.
Danny.
The sugar Danny.
Yeah.
I know that we already have a machine that gives you lines that look like this, but I was wondering if we could get another machine that gives you lines that look like this. Is that okay?
I don't know if we can do either of those, but I can get you a machine that goes
Thank you. Thank you. Yay.
all right.
I'm rolling the stupid dice you told me.
Roll the dice.
Okay.
The difficulty is offset by the equipment. So it's a +2 equipment bonus because of Danny's resources.
But -2 because of
but
the
it would have been a
difficulty.
2 difficulty. So it just evens out.
I will burn willpower though, because that's a shitty roll.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So while that's going on, just keep a track
Yeah.
of what you get by that.
My player pit has multiple.
So we have the Intero tag team right now of Luke and Charlie.
I don't like that.
So let's have a scene here. How are Luke and Charlie approaching this?
Form of water.
Yeah. Fuck. I was thinking that. It's form of ice. We're in a freezer.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Charlie.
Hmm?
Give me 3 minutes before you come in, and then offer to be the more gentle of the two of us, okay?
Okay.
And,
I can do that.
Just don't worry about the noises, if there are any, which there won't be, but if there were.
I was just curious if I do like what I've done before Technically, I'm gonna try a new thing I have, but should I do that when he has a concussion?
I don't think it'll make the concussion any worse or better.
It's
The
more
big
of
thing-
like a will he pass out or something, or bleed from the ears, or well, I won't see the blood from the ears because duct tape, because you duct taped his ears.
Yeah, that's gonna come off. That's why I'm saying don't worry about the screams. Look, I don't know if you putting a whammy on him has a physiological effect beyond the whammy. I have no idea. I'm gonna go in and be awful, and then you're gonna come in and be not that. Sound good?
I know this. Obviously, we don't like this guy. We went through a whole thing, but don't be too awful, okay?
Wouldn't dream of it.
Just big smile, and gives him a hug before he goes to interrogate this asshole.
Uh, Luke's rage boner is now confused. Luke returns the hug and then like tussles Charlie's hair and then like heads in.
Okay. Jeez. All right, inside. That's what. Walking in, he's still sitting there. He's kind of in his. He seems to be in a rather composed state. His eyes face his head faces forward, slightly cocked to one side. Shoulders ever so slightly slumped forward, as he seems like he would be staring a hole in the wall, in the door in front of him. His going out clothes all ruffled, disheveled, cut in places, minor lacerations and bruising over most of his exposed flesh.
I get up close. I will bite my index finger just enough to make it bleed, and then run it along the inside front of his lip.
Okay. That's not enough to bond.
It doesn't need to be.
Okay.
I just need to tell him it is.
As you do that, he kind of pulls back a little bit.
Yeah, I just kind of like grab his head, hold him still, and just get enough in there that like he is that it is impossible for him to not get like a taste, right?
As soon as he tastes it, he just spats it. If you're holding his head, he's spatting it right back at you.
I mean, that's fine. It's not like
it's not whether it's fine or not. I'm letting you know exactly his response.
Sure. Yeah, that's okay. I just get real close again and say, you know, there is an easy way out of this. Do you know what happens if I give you enough of my blood?
He doesn't respond for a good 10 seconds. And the only thing you get out of him once you see him, you can tell he's about to say something. But without eye contact, you can't really see him looking at you. But if you're still close with your hand on his head, he just fuck off.
What's even better is what happens if I take all your blood and then give some of it back to you. You know what happens then?
There's a creak in the chair as he adjusts what he can. And it doesn't... Actually, you know what? Make a insight. Wits insight test. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm as surprised as you.
I realize I have to roll against that. It's a face-to-face test right there. Ooh, comes down to a reroll. I got 3. One of them's a 10. You get nothing. Damn, I
heard those.
Yeah, I had
That's all right.
I rolled a couple of 10s in a row there. I got 3 and then it bumped up to 5.
I continue on. I wonder how your buddies down at the clubhouse would feel about you going native. I mean, will you ever even be able to get the stink off as it is? Even if I were to kick... Oh, if it looks like he's going to talk,
Yeah, there's a little bit of like a... What's that? A sharp little... I'd want him to put me down.
Oh, and I'm sure they would. I mean, I don't even know that I have to do anything to you. If I cut you loose and put you out on the street right now, how's it gonna look? Lone survivor, captured, released?
Then fucking get it over with.
I'm just here to offer you options, friend. Let's start off with a little bit of give and take, huh? When you got all gussied up for the night, did you know something was gonna go down? Or is that just how you guys go to the club all the time?
Yeah. I made sure I was ready. The text from your mom was real encouraging.
I know you think that that's clever, but my mom literally died before cell phones were made, so that's just kind of dumb. So, here's the thing. I have things that I would like to know from you, and I can find out a lot of them just by ripping you open and seeing which way your guts fall. But some of them I can get from just asking you. Questions like, who's your direct superior?
I think we both know who I answered to.
I'm talking in a terrestrial sense, not in some kind of misguided church fancy.
Fine. You want to give and a take. How long you been around? As he kind of just, his head kind of goes back and forth. not really knowing exactly where he's talking.
Since just about the turn of the century.
Which one?
The one that would make sense for me to not be actually just 20 years old.
I never know with you fucking pieces of shit anyway. So you've been around what?
About 100.
About 100 years. And you're still this dumb. Fuck off.
You know, we didn't have schools back then. I don't actually say that.
How insensitive.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford school.
There was no public education, goddammit.
Damn.
Library? What's a library? I didn't see one until I was 55.
And you had to walk uphill both ways in the snow.
Yeah.
Barefoot.
All right.
You didn't invent shoes yet.
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but I guess we're just going to have to get started. You know how many knuckles you got? And I'm going to, as I'm asking, I will like wrap my hand around his index finger and then push sideways on the top knuckle.
90 degrees.
Popping it like a Pez.
All right, since you have initiated physical torture, I had mentioned that I'm going to start popping in some consequences on the humanities side of things.
Let me also read.
So please take a stain.
Yeah, Chronicle Tenet. Torture is monstrous.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, it is.
My convictions are similar, but not quite the same.
So, yeah. Take one stain, please.
Mm-hmm. I feel dirty.
Don't smile when you say that.
Let me make a check quick. See how he does.
By the way, at some point, should I be making an intimidation roll or no?
Right now I'm doing composure stuff to see how well he takes this. We're gonna get into the intimidation stuff soon.
Okay.
There's a sharp... Doesn't cry out. Doesn't scream. But there's a moment of... There's a moment where you definitely know he felt that.
So now, you got 3 of those per finger. Looks like you got the right number of fingers, so that's 29 more of just that. And because of all those, piece of shit powers I've got, I can fix them all right back up again and then just do it over. So you can be as tough as you like. But this ride doesn't end until I get what I need. So stop being such a fucking cowboy and tell me what I want to know.
So, face-off test. We're gonna go... Since you're being physical, we're gonna go strength intimidation.
Would Charlie have heard the like that the guy did through the door?
Through the door? You've been near a walk-in freezer. You can scream till your fucking lungs burn out. And...
I used to all the time.
Oh no!
welcome
of
to Working
screaming
in
about
Food
customers.
Services, everyone.
grocery store, bake shop, just not not always a good place.
Okay. We're tied. This was never going to be an easy nut to crack. As he...
Oh, what about nuts?
So you definitely didn't hear the... So Charlie does not hear the from inside the freezer. And as Luke finishes off his little explanation, he says, "You might not have gone to school, but you can still count, apparently."
Yeah. Let's do a little bit of subtraction, huh? Pop the next one down.
This is not how I want to learn math. Math with Luke is scary. This is not a lesson.
Yeah, but my flashcards are doozies.
Oh my god. Would it have been 3 minutes?
I've had nothing in between. It's either been a 9 or a 10 or like 1s and 2s.
Oh damn.
On my dice. I have not rolled a middle integer since we started.
You're very definitive today.
Yeah. He lets out another sharp grunt. And a quick breath in. Glad I didn't bring my rosary. You're helping me keep count.
Yeah. 28 more. So, I'll ask again. Where do you get your orders?
Don't need orders. Just smell you. And then know you need to exterminate it.
Yeah, I've known plenty of people who think that way. That's not really what I'm getting at, and you know it. When you get say a wet work request, go take a look at some assets family members say, where does that come from? And as I'm asking this question, I'm like wiggling the finger by the third knuckle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not popping it, but I'm like, you know, making it clear what the next thing to happen might be.
There's some wonderful inventions. Pen. Paper. We've had the computer since the time you came around. Comes from a lot of places.
So what you're telling me so far is that you're not important enough to know shit.
I'm important enough to know not to talk to shit.
No. I don't know if that's the right lesson to learn from all this. Pop.
Basically, I'm checking to see if he's going to scream or not from the pain. He's holding on. I'm removing dice, though, as it gets further along. But there's going to a point where the removed dice end up becoming added dice because shock sets in and...
Well, yeah, although I've got a possible remedy for that here in a moment, but...
You can't heal wounds with it. You can reset bone, but...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I can't like make him better. I can just like make it function again.
It's still going to hurt. So to clarify, vicissitude used for fleshcraft like that, you can't heal wounds. You can smooth them over. You can reset bone, but the pain is still high enough that if you did it to a mortal, resetting the bone would make it so that they could function, but the pain would be so great they would have to fight through the pain, but they wouldn't have to worry about their leg literally like falling over. For kindred, you could remove negatives for having compound fractures, but again, you can't. It's the main point is that it's not healing; it's just resetting things. So the pain would still persist, but the third crack, he just oh. What are you gonna do when we get to triple digits? You gonna need a calculator?
Are you saying that you have over 100 knuckles? Because right now I'm counting 27.
You just threatened me saying that you could fix it all. I'm letting you know that we're gonna be here a while if this is all you can fucking do.
Did you ever get your appendix taken out? When you were a kid?
Oh.
How about your tonsils? They still there? What about your frontal lobe, prefrontal cortex, your long-term decision-making capacity, your ability to judge danger? Has that been removed? What about the loyalty centers of the brain, the part where you process things like religion and political affiliation? Has that been enlarged? What about your testicles? Plan on using those ever? I could turn them into a nice little carrying purse for you. Gotten pretty good at replicating the Dolce & Gabbana symbol. Make it look real nice. The fact of the matter is, you're mine now, and you're not a person anymore. You're meat. I'm asking you questions because I'm curious as to the answers, but the fact of the matter is, whatever you tell me, you know you're not walking out of here. So it's really just how long do you want the pain to last? Do you want to die while you still remember your name and the faces of your loved ones?
He's got he's definitely taken on more of a concrete exterior. What he's putting forth now is very much a wall, as he hasn't responded to anything. And if anything, he's tight-lipped about it. Physically tight-lipped.
Means he's listening.
I would like to come into the creepy freezer interrogation room.
There's a little bit of a air exchange. The door pops.
That metal.
Yep.
Ah.
I remember it, so. I was gonna try to, like. Charlie's like, I was gonna try to sneak in, but I forget how freaking loud these handles are. And just pulls it closed behind her. And kind of pads over to where Delia is. And it's just like, okay, so how'd that go so far?
She like leans into Charlie, her voice a little more hushed since Trying to keep that down. Oh, sorry, the cough.
No.
I really don't want to have to step in, but some people don't respond the best to... His life is violence. Threatening him with just violence is just another Tuesday. You'll need to be more creative if you want him to say anything of value.
Where's this conversation happening?
She came to Delia.
She came to Delia, so you didn't open the fridge yet. Delia's outside in the lab area.
Oh.
Oh,
I thought it was all
okay.
the same. Okay.
The fridge is its own thing. Delia left
Okay.
the room to go
Gotcha.
do the lab stuff.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which were
Okay.
only 2 on the chemistry test.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on my good cop then. All right.
You're still waiting
Good
on
cop
your
was
what?
an update from somewhere else. Good cop.
Oh, yes.
Charlie.
So the
Yeah.
good cop hasn't come in yet.
Charlie just tries to get, like, if Delia's, like, overheard anything or if she's overheard anything at
I don't
all, just trying to
need
figure
to
out what
hear it.
Luke's gotten.
Yeah, she's like, I don't need to hear what's happening. I've seen people like that. I've been in Luke's position with people like that. You should, at your own discretion, you should maybe go in soon. Offer
I
a
was
new
thinking
flavor.
now. It's been about 3 minutes. She, like, checks the clock on the wall. I don't know why I pictured one of those, like, 1950s, like, cartoon black cats where, like, the
Felix.
eyes move and the, like,
Felix
tail
the
move.
cat,
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
We would definitely have a Felix clock in this haven.
hands down. That's like one of the first things we buy with
Just
Danny's
looks
credit
at
card.
it. She's like, yeah, it's definitely been 3 minutes, and I don't want to. I'm kind of afraid to give him too much time. I told him not to be too much. I just feel like the hunters are probably really awful with interrogations and everything, and I don't want Luke to be like them, you know. So I'm gonna go in and do my best to be a good cop, I guess.
People have a very
Hopefully
hard
this works better.
time not giving you what you need when you ask them. Ask in your
Oof.
voice.
I had a hard time with David, so hopefully I have an easier time with.
Well,
I'm
listen,
gonna call
he
him
has a
Wilsley. We're
concussion.
just gonna combine his name.
Yeah,
Wilsley.
Wilsley.
Woolsey?
Woolsey! Woolsey!
Wilsley.
Now, listen, if it goes too terrible, obviously we can just shoot him up, but please, you'll do fine. But if you need to step out, do so. Right?
Okay. Yeah. If I step out, maybe I can help you with something.
There
Well,
will
I'm
always
here.
be science waiting for you should you need to come to the Haven. And she like makes a gesture to like the array of tools that have been laid out before her.
Well, I'll always love doing science with you, Delia. Just smiles. Goes over to the door and just takes a deep breath. You know, she doesn't have to. She still goes like, oh, okay. And opens the door with that big thump. Damn it. It's so loud.
As you open the door, I look at you and just hold up a hand like, oh, hi, Charlie. I wasn't expecting you to come in just yet. I'm still working this guy over, and I'm just gonna pimp slap him. Just paintbrush him.
Hashtag pimp slap.
Takes it. Well, hold on. Let me see how much.
Just gonna.
Give me strength brawl. We're gonna see if he can.
If Charlie hasn't
This
closed
is not
the
for
door yet,
damage.
she
This
just...
is just to see like. Damn it! Continue.
It's the pimp slap heard around the world, apparently.
Yeah, I wouldn't try it for nothing, but I'll take it.
Oof. Real fucking close. His head does snap to one side.
Charlie's
as you make contact. He just kind of lets out a bit of a
Charlie just pulls the door closed and just looks at Luke. Goes, Luke, what are you doing to this guy? Hold on a second. And just comes over. He's like, you have him all taped up. Why do you have him taped like this? Oh my goodness.
All right, hang on.
Trying to take the tape off.
And I gently pulled Charlie to the side. Whoa, hold on. This fucking asshole, he deserves whatever he gets. And then I get in close to Charlie. All right. All I've done is just hurt him a bit. He thinks that that's the only speed we've got. So now it's up to you to offer him kindness, pleasure, seduction.
Charlie grabs Luke by his collar and pulls him in closer.
Yeah.
And goes, I think I've had enough of the seduction route today. I'm just gonna be nice. Also, did you find out anything?
Oh no, but I was never gonna find out anything. I'm the hammer.
Okay, just curious.
You're the one that keeps him off balance. I'm what he expects.
Okay, well, let's hope. It's just lets him go and walks back to Wilsley.
Yeah, I say very loudly, I'm gonna go get my sounding needles, and I walk out the door.
I was gonna say sandwich.
You wish it was sandwich. No. Sounding. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't know what message boards he's on, so you don't know if he knows what that means.
It's like when audio gets censored with like other words. I'm gonna get my sandwich. in the Google Home voice.
Oh, it's like when I used to watch Lethal Weapon on NBC back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am by the way appreciating our chat because you sick fucks all knew exactly what the fuck that was. But yeah, Luke very loudly stomps out of and slams the door. But actually, I just walked over to the door, opened it, slammed it shut, but I'm still in here watching.
Okay. For that whole thing, I want to see.
Oh no. I'm scared.
I need manipulation.
Okay.
Please be performance.
Performance or subterfuge. I will accept either.
Is that
to see if you can
just
make
Luke?
it convincing, because you threw in a couple of Charlie, I told you not to come in yet, like a little bit in there, so I want to see if that was covered up in your dice here. Let's see.
I'm gonna borrow some bonuses.
No.
How many?
Oh boy.
Go ahead, and I'm just gonna take 3 of them. Just a little of 3.
You don't have subterfuge? Really?
I have subterfuge, yeah, but not very much of it.
Okay. I was about to be like, there's no way in hell.
Luke's general capacity for lying is nuh-uh.
Excuse me.
Writing that down.
Yep.
Holy fuck. I got 9, 9, 9, 10. Rerolling the 10. 7. Yeah, okay. So 5.
Somehow that was convincing. You didn't get the exceptional because I got 1 on the insight test, but still, it's just
No.
Somehow that whole I'm gonna go get my sounding needles, and then just the stompy walk, obvious as he leaves. God damn it.
I've been working on how to be subtly.
Charlie's just pinching the bridge of her nose quietly while this is all happening.
Luke exits out into the lab area.
No. That's the idea. I'm not actually leaving. I'm sticking
Keeping
around.
an eye.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, primarily because I know that our lovely lady Charlie has had a couple of off the ranch episodes of late, and I just want to make sure that like this guy's still alive.
Oh.
Wow, Luke is gonna babysit you to make sure you behave. What is this city come to?
It's like Fairly Odd Parents with Vicky being the babysitter. It just didn't make any sense. Done. Great.
So he just opens and closes the door. Delia sees the door open and then immediately closed, just shakes her head and goes back to...
Not my circus, not my monkeys. Oh, look, science.
Charlie, noticing that Luke doesn't leave, she makes sure that the chair is tilted away from the door, just kind of like moves him. So he faces like wall or whatever the fuck is on the opposite side of the door.
Oh, it's that sound of of wood on steel, wood chair on steel, that scrape.
Oh no, you started the torture already. Ooh.
Yeah, that seemed to bother the guy in the chair more than the knuckle breaking.
It's just Charlie going, okay, hold on. I feel like it would be a little nicer for you to sit this way, so hold on a second. I'm sorry, I would tell you to cover your ears, but you can't. She just is working on the tape going like, I tell him to not do these things, at least not immediately, and he just doesn't listen. You can be kind of, you ever work with difficult people? I just feel like that's a thing that happens, and she's just like, with the tape.
What part of the tape are you pulling off? Because there's some around his eyes, there's some on his hands, there's some on his chest and waist, and then there's on the ground holding his ankles to the chair legs.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna unrestrain him. That would be silly.
Well, you said you're removing tape, so I don't know what tape you're removing specifically.
Yeah. No, I get you. It's the eye tape.
As he he just kind of lets, as you pull, he works against it. Like, he's not fighting you taking the tape off, but he's going in the opposite direction, so you're not just pulling his head around and jerking it all over the place.
Yep. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I know why he's doing this. We just need some information out of you, and if you'd be willing to share, that would definitely help out a lot. And she makes sure to make eye contact with him, and look, just her brows are knitted together, her eyes are a little more doe-like again, as she kind of looks him over and is like, okay, I think you're okay.
A good chunk of his eyebrow went missing.
You can draw those on, it's okay.
It's that red, like, patch of skin went with, like, it wasn't just hairs, it was like some follicle got ripped up with these guys.
Ooh, waxed.
Has anyone seen those videos on how they give hair to real dolls? Like how they inject it with needles and such? I could do that for him later. Fix it right up.
And Charlie, as she's trying to kind of look very sympathetic for him in his current position, she's gonna try her new toy.
Okay.
She's gonna try Revelation to see if he'd be willing to share things.
Okay. So Revelation requires a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here.
It is.
Give me the page number.
It is. Oh, good and gracious. Hold on. 129.
Ooh, I am right there.
The bottom.
Yep.
The bottom right of 129.
I see it. It is contested.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, put together your manipulation, persuasion, and presence. And I'm going to roll off against it. And I'm going to spend beast dice.
So for persuasion, I have a specialty in victims. Does this count? Or only when I'm drinking from them?
That's to make somebody a willing feed, essentially. That's the play in your consensualism.
Can we talk about the fact that the supposedly humane vampire of the trio has a specialty in any skill in victims?
To be fair, it came with the predator type.
Yeah. You have a specialty in gaslighting? Cool.
I have a specialty in, hey, you should come here and let me bite your neck for a little while, because it'll be hot. That's how she looks at it. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's a hunger dice I got that on. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh, it has to be a 10 again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You almost went messy.
Ooh. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna break a man, and I don't want to.
And then Fiona Apple starts playing out of nowhere.
Oh man, I had
What'd you get?
concerns. 3.
3?
Yeah.
Ooh. You may try again.
Fuck.
But he looks at you and just, whether it's you or him, it doesn't make a difference. And I really need to use the restroom, so we are going to use that moment to take our break. We're 15 minutes before the halfway point. I think we'll take it now, and that way we can have more in the second half. So this is our break. Charlie leans in.
I was lambing.
You were mlemming.
What do you tell me now?
I said I was over the seduction route today.
I can give you a sandpaper tongue. You just have to ask.
Yeah.
Charlie leans in, tries to convince him, and he resists the...
Bless you.
Excuse me. Revelation. He resists it. Says you're all the same anyway.
She just kind of puts like a finger under his chin and points it up towards her and goes, "Oh no, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You have to pay attention to me and listen." And she's gonna trigger awe.
Okay. Awe is free.
Mm-hmm. And just smile sweetly and go, "I really would rather you just answer a couple of questions. Just with me. You don't have to worry about Luke and all his craziness. Just talk to me. And then you can go. You want to go, right?" And she's going to try to use Revelation again. Awe adds bonus dice to the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, and now I do.
By the by, you also still have a stim between the two of you.
You mean that thing you put in that we put inside of me before the bar? That got exploded out when that dude suicide bombed at me.
No delicate items inside your cavities anymore.
Yeah.
Lunchbox it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're all getting lunchboxes.
Glorious. Just glorious. Glorious. Oh, I have to roll.
You have to roll to activate awe first.
Yeah.
So
Do
that's
I?
presence, expression, I'm sorry. Charisma. Yeah. One moment. Brain.
Yeah.
Brain.
I'm reading it now.
Brain.
A flask isn't her style. She's already given them like a Yeti thermos.
Hmm.
That's been a conveyor.
Okay. I will give you
Yeah.
here's the die pool.
Okay.
Charisma.
Excellent.
Performance or persuasion.
Performance.
And your presence dice. As dice.
Excellent. Do, do, do. Da, 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 da. Woo. Woo! Okay.
How many successes total? Because it's against... we're comparing it to his composure.
4.
Ooh.
Doesn't say it's a roll off, does it?
No, it's not a roll-off.
Oh, okay. I was like, not again.
No. It's you're comparing your successes to the composure of everybody in...
Gotcha.
Oh, what's Luke's performance? Oh, what's Luke's composure?
Oh shit!
Oh, it's a shotgun. It ain't...
yeah. That's why I got 12 taxis.
Luke starts salivating, and he's not entirely sure why.
Like,
Well,
Luke's never thought of Charlie that way, but...
That's not true.
Well, Luke's thinking about it again.
Yeah.
but
usually
more.
When it happens, usually when it happens, Luke goes, "Go away, bad thoughts, go away." But like, yeah, okay, all right. This time it's more like,
I need
Recognizing assets.
Mm-hmm.
trash cans in chat.
Oh, she's facing the other direction. Never mind.
She's towards and like leaned forward in like a tank top. Like
Assets.
Yep. Now she's just like hoping that revelation kicks off this time. Does he seem very like focused
Now you have
on
to
her
roll.
now?
Now we do the revelation test against each other because you turned on the juice.
Yay!
Ah, that
juice.
phrase. Are we doing phrasing still?
Make a hunger check though for revelation,
Yes.
and then manipulation, persuasion,
Fuck.
presence.
I am just hungry. Curtis, come back! I need a refill.
Wow, out of context, that's just incriminating.
Yeah, that's just Charlie.
I mean, we've already got like the
Spend another beast die.
"Hey there, stepsis" scenario going. So like,
Jesus Christ.
My cousin.
yeah,
cousin.
And then add 2 more because fuck this guy.
No kinks on stream.
Kinks on stream. Except all kinks on stream.
So hang on, because I mean we say no kinks, but I thought it was just like none of my kinks. Like I'm not allowed to express mine. But like, could I not describe someone else's kink?
And whoever's kink it is, they have to get up, promptly leave.
The only kink I want on this channel
Oh my god.
is making sure your dice are right.
Like ass.
I thought you were gonna make some kind of a garden hose joke, but okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, so we're playing vampire. You can't not have kinks. The entire game is a
rolled
kink
like
for
ass.
people.
It's kind of true.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a problem in the LARP scene. People not realizing
Yeah.
this isn't a place for them to express their kinks.
Let me tell you how many like wannabe ugly ass orgies I had to break up. Get back in my day of running LARPs and just being like, no, you unbathed motherfuckers, get out.
Charlie, help bring us back. What's the revelation?
So I did roll 666. I want to point that out.
Yay!
But
Wait.
I
So
got-
you rolled 666 on a revelation roll.
yep.
Have you heard the word of Charlie? Brothers and sisters.
But I rolled like ass and got 1. Charlie just wants to do her job in this coterie and can't.
Can Charlie retroactively spend a bonus die or 2?
You can spend willpower to re-roll.
I only have 1 left. Still, like
We also didn't
And
do
if
our
I
wakey
burn it-
wakey.
You didn't do your awake. You didn't do your
Oh.
wake up stuff.
Yeah. So I also
we
didn't ask because that requires healing, and I forgot what we.
All right.
did we sleep and wake up and do this?
Yes. This is next day.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I thought it was the same
No.
fucking day. Okay,
No, this was the next day. So let's do.
okay.
So you
Please.
have 1 more willpower than you thought, because you get 1 willpower back for every sleep.
Precious willpower. Fuck. I'm about to spend it anyway, but it's fine.
You have your waking hunger check, and your healing hunger check if you want to try and get rid of one of them ag levels.
Yeah, I got a lot of crosses in my
Hunger
health
track?
bar. Yeah.
Hmm.
So to heal, it's just normal.
It's just hunger check, and it comes back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it just comes back regardless of what you get on the hunger check.
So you get a full crosses removed, or is it become slash?
1 aggravated goes away entirely.
Cool. Okay, I didn't know it got
It's
downgraded.
your body completely reknitting itself
Okay.
over 8 hours of time.
I
and-
appreciates this.
I'm all good. Okay, then now I'm gonna.
Oh, it's supposed to be 3 hunger check? Oh god, that's ridiculous.
It is. In rules as written in V5, it's 3.
No, 1.
Okay.
But you can only do it once a night. That's enough of a restriction for me. 3 hunger checks, and like you're gonna have people dropping into hunger frenzies and torpor and staying there forever. Like
V5 rules as written, I don't know how every campaign doesn't devolve into just a series of food runs.
Yeah. Yeah.
'cause it's
So
even
I
worse.
spent the willpower I got back,
Okay.
and now I have 2 successes.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
one. Christ, let that be enough. If I hurt him, I lose bonus dice, so I can't punch him in the dick.
Oh, there was a modifier chart too. I should have been playing. It's fine. I had you roll off against him, so.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'll apply it to his dice pool, so I have to roll an extra
Yeah.
dice.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is an enemy. Okay.
His
Now we know.
eyes soften a little bit. As you feel it kind of sink in.
It's like a sigh of relief in the back of her head. It's like, oh, it worked. Holy shit. Yay. And she just smiles softly at him and goes, "Are you willing to play along now a little bit?" Go ahead.
You have to be careful with how you're presenting things to him.
Mhm.
Because now you're in a situation where you're inspiring infatuation. It's not mind control. So,
Mhm.
for example, do you want to play along now? Has a little bit of a threatening tone to it. So, I personally am having trouble trying to figure out how he would respond to that now that he is...
More honey, less vinegar.
Yeah.
Would you like me to rephrase?
If you want to
or-
rephrase it, yeah. I'm letting you know how the
Okay.
power works so that you get the
Yeah,
most out of it.
It is my first time pulling this particular trigger, and
Which
I
is-
would like to know how the gun works.
And I am a full proponent of storyteller assistance for players at all times. So, what do you want to like try
I
if you want to
appreciate
rephrase it, rephrase away.
It's a gun
Mm.
loaded with boners, you see. And
It's about boner again. Let me think. Okay. She just kind of looks at me and goes, I just have a few questions. I just want some nice, direct answers to. Can you do that for me?
He looks up at you and he's... Do I have to be tied up, though? It's ridiculous.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. It's kind of a procedural thing. With everything that happened, it's kind of for our protection as much as it is for yours.
I mean, everybody else, yeah, but... I mean, if you're actually going to help me...
I would really like to be able to just let you out of the chair. But I can't just yet. But if you help me, that's you helping me help you. You see?
Hmm. Trying to sort out. This is weird asking him if he's going to answer questions now. It's like you got him hooked, so just asking your questions
okay.
might flow a little bit easier.
Okay, it was more of like a narrative. This is what I'm used to hearing with good cop, bad cop situations. So, like, this is me doing that. So,
Okay.
I'll just go into asking questions then. She just kind of leans in a little bit and goes, I tried to find out before who your direct boss is, just to make sure we have our information right. Could you confirm who your boss is for me?
Confirming. I don't confirm anything. Government, maybe? That makes it sound better.
Government's so broad, you know? I'd really like a name.
Implies I have one.
It's always a little scary being in the dark. Okay. So you don't have a name for me? I understand. I got ya. I'll just note that down in my head for a second. And I'm curious, there are quite a few of you there tonight. How many of you are in New York right now?
There's no way I can know that. There's no
You're
way.
not supposed to know? Or just because you guys kind of come and go so much that you can't keep track?
It's called compartmentalization. I couldn't tell you all the secrets, even if I had them all. Because nobody has them all.
So it's broken up. That is smart. Definitely makes sense. Just trying to just puzzle things together, you know? I like to learn about how other people use teamwork together, you know? I always think it's a good idea.
You're a sickness. You and your kind. You're a sickness. You're like a plague on the world. You can't help it. You're made sick.
Do I look like a sickness?
And that's the worst part. You're a sickness that doesn't get old. That doesn't have boils. You have to burn it away. I want to point out, Revelation has them bare their soul to you. It is not so much a entrancing effect. It's a... You inspire them to bare their soul to you. So you're going to be getting more than just...
Oh, yeah. That's fine.
So you're gonna have to work
for
through.
that.
You're gonna have to work through this, and direct questions are going to be a little more difficult to answer. It's going to be more of a piece together everything he's saying. It's the chisel to pick through the ice wall. You have to. You're not controlling him. You're more of having him. Unload.
Deep feelings or dark secrets.
So you can make tests to see if you can steer him in the direction of what you're saying. Using those social skills you got. But we're from here on, the roleplay wise, it's gonna
go places.
Yeah, he's gonna go places.
Yes.
I like try to catch Charlie's eye.
And she's just
so
kind of does like a very subtle hold on.
He continues. I saw shit. Okay. I saw kids with backpacks disappear off the street in a cloud. That had been sent to us by their mother. I almost got into a car accident yesterday because I swerved at a paper bag in the street. It was an IED. But nothing prepared me for seeing what your kind does. So we have to do what we have to do. And we burn it all away. We have to burn you all away. It's the only way that this planet's going to keep going. It's the only way humanity can continue.
No. You have it all wrong. And I know, I'm sure you've seen some horrifying things. But when you boil everything really down, it's the people that are just bad at heart that do the things that are terrifying.
You live.
It's not
off our blood. That's how you keep going.
Ask me if I want to. I don't want to do that.
Like I said, you're sick. So we burn the bad ones and we put down the rest. If it's not vengeance, it's mercy.
Do you know how much could be solved if, humans like yourself and kindred like me could work together? Do you have any idea?
There's no working together. The prey does not work with the predator.
I stand with mortals in protests all the time for our planet. That's everyone's future. and I literally fight for that all the time.
So because
I'm not attacking people in the street. I'm not losing my mind and
you've never killed
feeding off
somebody?
everybody.
You've never killed somebody because you were hungry?
I have unfortunately killed people, but it was because I wanted to protect people I cared about.
Then the disease spread. You're a walking casualty. And you'll make more.
You're in the military.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm putting the skills that they put into me somewhere where they're doing some good.
You haven't killed anybody that you regretted killing? That's never happened to you?
I'm not pretending that I'm worth keeping around.
Well, that's very unfair to you, isn't it?
I didn't have much of a choice. I had no way of getting into college. They told me they'd pay for a full ride if I got out. You know, did my service and that's what I'd get. And then I did a whole bunch of stuff for what I thought was for my country. And I don't ever want to do those things again. But then I had my experience. I lost a brother to one of you because I wasn't paying attention and I didn't know you were around your type. And next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call about how I can fix this situation. How I can help you move on.
Where did that phone call come from?
Doesn't fucking matter.
It kind of does.
Make a manipulation socialize test. Is it? Wait, no. Hold on. I may be thinking of a different system.
There is manipulation. I don't think there's social.
Yeah, we'll do persuasion.
Damn it. Yeah.
Also, if you poke something too deep, that does open it up for me to use willpower to make a composure roll to break it for a turn.
Okay.
So there is possibilities for me to kind of shut down the character occasionally.
Okay. 1.
1.
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of it, it doesn't matter. It was a recruiter. A recruiter. That's who it came from.
Recruiter. Wow.
And now I kill you. You're kind. And the people that help you. And I'm doing it for the betterment of something that isn't just the country or an idea of the country. Some fucking flag. No, I'm doing it because every one of you we turn to a pile of ash is another one that isn't going to hurt anybody ever again. And if I gotta go to black sites across the country, I will. You know, I never thought working in delivery would be so good. But it's given me purpose. As much as that's cost. Because we can't... We think about it a lot. Just exposing all of you. But, it would be a hard sell. And, what we have to do in the meantime... I want to be mad that you... I want to be mad that you killed all of them. I want to be mad. But we were all broken too. So... sick people fighting broken toy soldiers is... it's a win-win. Because I'll admit, it might have been my brothers in one way, but in another way, I'm glad some of them aren't walking around anymore. Because there's more than one way to be a predator. You're one. There were some of the others.
Being a predator is inherent in a lot of species on this planet, and that includes people. No matter whether they're sick, broken, or otherwise. However, it is interesting your reason for doing what you do. Say that one of us, you believe, killed your brother?
There's no believing it. I watched it. I fucking watched it with my own 2 eyes. I saw that piece of shit tear open his throat and drink him dry in that alley. I just had to take a piss. And I wasn't going into that fucking bathroom. I get out back. And I thought they were having fun. I thought they were necking. I thought, you know... if I hadn't given him a drunken... Woo!
Charlie just starts trying to kind of calm him down because she can tell he's getting a little emotional. It's just like, I'm going to say something I don't think you would really expect one of us to say. And I'm sorry you had to live through that and see that. And I'm sorry that happened to your brother.
Yeah, you probably are.
It's terrible.
It made me what I am today, which is something you don't want to have. So yeah,
but
of course you're sorry.
That part doesn't matter. The what happened because of it, that moment, I am sorry about it no matter what it did in the future. That's terrible for anybody to live through that, and the pain that comes from watching someone you love die is the worst. It's worse than anything else. And I really am sorry that you had to experience that, and I'm sorry you lost your brother from that.
Charisma. What's Charlie's humanity again?
6.
Okay, you can still this is still at a point where you can be actually authentic. The lower your humanity gets, the more you have to put on the show.
Yeah.
So you're not at the point where I would call for performance instead. So I'm gonna say charisma persuasion right now.
Rather performance.
And I want you to remove 2 dice.
How dare you? How dare you? Eh,
How big's the pool for this roll?
It's not very.
Well, we have 3 bonus.
Burn them.
You want me to take all of them?
Yeah.
Burn them.
It'd be
Rolling.
nice to get somewhere, you know.
I mean, we've
Yeah,
gotten a lot. Well,
Hello?
you're looking for
We've
something
gotten-
else. I get that.
Yeah, we've gotten very little actionable shit. Like, we've gotten a lot of his backstory, Conry's attempt to humanize this piece of shit.
we got some information on how they procure people too.
Humanize the piece of shit, the kindred says.
You know, the human.
the most human thing within a you know,
Charlie,
I'm
are you
right
bad
radius.
people
because
versus
I'm
good
me.
people?
Awe does apply, by the way, so add your presence dice in.
Oh.
So
Aww.
count up your successes and then roll extra dice equal to your presence.
2.
Okay.
Charlie's gonna give up the face job if this bullshit rolling continues.
It's like it doesn't matter if I don't get back to the depot. Things are just gonna get worse for you.
The depot? Where's the depot? We might be able to get you there faster if you tell me where it is.
You're not gonna send me back to the depot. I already know too much. I
I'm making this face to Charlie, by the way, like, yeah.
You are gonna do whatever you're gonna do to me. And honestly, he sits back in his chair. Honestly, I kind of deserve it. I kind of fucking... I've been on borrowed time. I've been trying to buy my way back into something, whatever's good grace is up there. Oh, man.
Trying to understand how you thought you could do that by killing people you don't even understand.
Oh, no. I can understand you. I can
No,
understand
you can't, though.
you're not supposed to work anymore. You're dead.
And?
You are predators that kill people. You are apex predators. You're immortal. Drink our fucking blood. Fuck, you eat our flesh. I've read the reports. I know. And you don't know any country either, so this isn't like, you know, oh, I'm fighting for oil or whatever fuck
Yeah, first of all,
dumbass
fuck
liberal
oil.
wants
Second
to
of all,
tell me I'm doing. No. This one is actually right. I'm not calling in an airstrike on a shopping mall because people are hiding behind civilians here. That I deserve shit for. Everything I've done to you guys has been just trying to make payback for all that shit I did over there. So it has nothing to do with whether I understand you or not. Because I understand enough.
I feel like having a full understanding helps you figure out the full perspective and help you make an educated choice on whose side you stand on.
You know, it's funny. I think of everybody here, you're the only one that doesn't realize we're monsters.
They your monsters?
We all are. Everybody in this fucking spot.
I think there's a lot involved in being a true monster. A real monster.
Real monsters.
Shut the fuck up. I wish I understood who this recruiter or whoever they're attached to. Was it the church that told you this?
Make another manipulation persuasion test.
I hate rolling things.
But the click-clacks!
The click-clacks betray me on a weekly basis.
Math hates me.
The math click-clacks hate me. I had presents for this still?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good. Hooray. Ugh. Oh, fuck. Please don't.
Hey,
Okay.
did you ever figure out what your desire was, by the way?
Yes.
Is it anything you could do to get some willpower back?
Neither of y'all are in danger right now, technically.
Alright, hold on. Delia walks to window, gets shot for no reason.
We can fix
Yeah,
that
Danny,
real
I
quick.
need you to shoot me. Don't ask questions. It's fine. Just unload around.
Wear the ski mask and shoot me!
There's a hole
give the
here
hunter-
anyway. Aim for the hole.
Give the hunter a gun and cut loose any two of his limbs.
I got 2! God damn it.
You got 2. All right.
Crying out of one eye.
I'll roll his composure off that.
Just laughing.
Yeah. Okay. Fucking church. Oh. I haven't talked. I haven't talked to the chaplain in years. Last time I talked to the chaplain was when I was deployed, because they didn't have a psych on call close enough. It's no chaplains. This has fucking nothing to do with the church. Oh. Shit. Outside, Delia. Going through his stuff while you're waiting for a thing to...
She keeps very busy.
Yeah. Make a...
There was 2 on that chemistry test, by the way, that you had.
Yes,
to make
I'm gonna give you that.
Okay.
That's going.
Okay, I didn't know if that was. It was a while ago, and I didn't. Okay.
In universe, it's only been all of like 15 minutes, and doing a proper analysis like that doesn't take 15 minutes.
It's doing a thing.
So I'm having you do stuff in the meantime. Wits investigation, please.
Investigation.
Yeah.
There's no.
Wits investigation.
Oh, there it is. For some reason, I thought it was going to be somewhere else.
No, it's in the intelligence category.
Yeah.
The mental category.
Nada.
As you're going through his stuff, you find you just pull out his wallet, pull all the cards out of the wallet, put them all in a pile. Nothing really screams to you right away. Slide it off to the side. You find a relic of an age past. You find a laminated Blockbuster card, but it doesn't say his name. It's not Leslie. It's Stan. So it's a dad or something like that, maybe. You also find a picture of a group of guys hanging out in base. Desert camo. All of them wearing sunglasses. None of them wearing, like one or two of them wearing covers. A couple of them are like kneeling down.
They're not just sunglasses. They're all Oakleys.
Yeah.
And they all wear them on their foreheads.
It's the Iron-Blooded Orphans group shot, but they're not cool enough to have a Gundam.
Yeah. They're all grouped together in front of like a signpost. It's not in focus, but you can tell it's that wonderful military brown with white lettering on it. And you think you can see their Ranger logo. That skull with the slouch cap and sword is on that sign as well. So, Operation Headquarters kind of a thing, or an exterior base. Forward base. There you go. Forward base. The problem with these pictures is that it's hard to identify people because in the military, they all have the same goddamn haircut. They're all wearing the same goddamn glasses and they're all wearing the same goddamn outfit. Brown, black sunglasses.
Individuality not highly prized as a quality.
You can see what the picture was taken commemorating. One of them has a camel spider on the end of their service knife. Yeah, those fuckers are big.
Yeah, I did not need to think about that with Sunday coming up. Thanks. Thanks.
That's essentially all you're able to get out of it. I mean, he's got like grand total of $35 cash and a 4-year expired condom.
Oh, that's tragic.
Holding out hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Battery keeps forgetting about it.
Always prepared. Semper Fi. That's the Marines. Anyway, it's not raining.
You know, they
Fuck.
one of my friends, his mom bought his dad a set of
I'm scared.
camouflage condoms. You know, in the like, you know, the standard like camo
Green.
pattern, right?
No.
And the
What?
tagline on the
What?
box was, "She'll never see you coming."
God fucking.
Downside is I saw that pun coming.
Oh.
It is a true story. I did not manufacture that solely for the pun.
Oh.
Anyway.
Go back to Charlie.
Yep, that's where I'm
Go back
going.
to Charlie.
I wanted to involve you.
Thanks.
I actually would like to take the opportunity to open the door and shout in.
Oh no.
So I open the door and then I make loud stomping noises. I'm like, Charlie, he tell you anything about them pills yet? Because I'm having a hard time finding my cat gut for the needles.
It's like,
Yeah, you run a violin bow. That's the.
not yet. I'm learning some personal stories right now. We're sharing at the moment.
Actually,
Ask him about the condom.
that moment breaks the vibe of the revelation enough that I'm going to spend a willpower point and see if I can break him out of this.
Oh. Excellent.
Revelation is a very it's about mood. It's about setting the conversation to let somebody spill their guts and then accidentally say things. So if they notice,
It's very, very tricky.
he's very in his mind right now because the hot cold dice situation persists tonight.
At least it's on both sides.
Oh yeah.
Right?
No, I've yet to roll a 5 tonight. It's been
I
it's
roll
been
a lot of
twos-
6s.
It's been 1s and 2s and 9s and 10s. That's been the way it goes tonight.
I've rolled 666 and 69s like almost every time I've rolled tonight.
Nice.
Just a lot of 6 action.
Well, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna go see if I can locate my mallets and meat tenderizers, and I think I've
Okay.
got some.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. Bye.
Okay, we got about 5 more minutes before I come back in there and I start taking off limbs and shit.
5 minutes noted. Bye.
And then I will make another loud show of like stomping out and closing the door, but still hanging around.
Are you staying
Rolly's
in
blinking
there?
at this door.
Jesus.
Rolly blinks at the door and at Luke. Just like, why aren't you doing this? He's so noisy, isn't he? I am so sorry about that. But I do have to ask you, we did find pills in your pocket, and I am curious what that's about. You do seem really upset, and I want to make sure they're not anything really bad.
No. Ooh. That's a good way to spin it around on him. Another manipulation persuasion.
Charlie is caring, no matter what, even to
No,
a
that was
fault.
I really like how you spun it around into the you know the
I
care
care
moment.
about
That was
you.
cool.
Yeah. So what kind of check is this? I'm sorry.
Manipulation, persuasion,
Manipulation.
add in your awe. So add in that power extra bonus dice from from your discipline.
Whew.
Because that shit lasts forever. Forever
Oh,
being a scene.
Fucking
Depends on the scene.
balls. Okay, 2. I keep just barely avoiding these like these messy crits. Like it's terrifying.
He's just no, that's just the that's just a cocktail. That's not that.
It's just cocktail. I'm not very
I know, drug dealer.
good with these kinds of things.
Drug addicts. Add it to the list.
Mm.
It used to just be, used to just be Adderall to keep us going. Out there, and that was just dealing with normal people. Now we got to keep up with you. So
These
I need
people that
something
are supposed to
extra.
be on your side. These people that are supposed to be on your side treat you terribly.
It's not undeserved.
I don't think that's true, but I can't just change your mind at a drop of a hat, and I know that. So, but no matter what, they treated you like garbage, and it wasn't very fair to you.
I wouldn't step up to any of you without that. So
Did you say you had something else too? I mean, we found things in a little Altoid case. Did you have something else?
it's all
You
cocktail.
mentioned something else.
If you're actually asking me as a storyteller, he did not.
Okay. That's all cocktail. Okay. Oh, I appreciate you telling me that. Helps a little bit. I was a little worried. Oh. I'm gonna step out for a moment, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take these off too. I'm sorry, I meant to take these off before, and she kind of starts taking the tape off his ears.
Oh, you just got the eyes off before?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. They tear off a little bit. He just...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Fine. Just kind of gives you a look as you go, and he's just put me out of my misery sooner than later. Done. He just kind of hangs his head in the cold.
Charlie just goes past Luke, doesn't even look at Luke, just looks at the door kind of blankly and, like, leaves.
I follow out the door?
Okay.
And she closes it.
That exits right out into the lab, so the three of you now stand together.
Why'd you stop? You finally had that guy starting to talk a little.
I don't know what to ask. Well, he said the church wasn't involved, so I assume that means Victoria's not involved, and I'm kind of running out of questions.
Is he answering?
I'm also running out of stomach.
She finally got him to start chatting.
That's fantastic. And without him getting hurt? So...
Well...
What do you mean? Well, how bad is he?
She didn't hurt him any more than I did.
I didn't physically hurt him besides taking the tape off of his head.
Okay.
Like, just shoots a look at Luke and then turns back to Delia. Just goes, he said the pills were a cocktail.
Do you know how it's stimulating them? Does everyone have it?
He said that it's the only way that they can stand up to people like us.
Okay, well, I could take that apart and figure out what's in it, but does he know what it's doing to his blood?
I don't think so.
I kind of doubt it. It sounds like they just give them stuff and tell them shit and then expect them to just follow through on everything. They don't really seem to be giving a shit about them.
Because that's what this guy's trained to do.
He definitely drank the Kool-Aid. He just thinks we're a sickness and that we need to be expunged and taken out. But he also sees them as broken toy soldiers. And that's kind of how he's acting. He's so defeated, he just wants to be put out of his misery right now because he knows that can't let him go.
We could?
No, we can't.
Yeah, we could.
How much of his memory do you think you could erase?
Wait, is there a reason you want to let him go? Can we follow him via something that you know about? Like make him a sleeper agent?
Oh, well, I know it's probably possible. Last time I was in New York, my employer kept somebody who got picked up off the streets and sent back at us. We had no idea that they had been reprogrammed, I guess. It's not exactly the nicest thing in the world to do, but considering, we have to be willing to get our hands dirty, right? So we could continue to try and get them to talk if you think that there's anything they can give us. Or,
I mean,
we let them go.
Are we worried about him telling them where our haven is? Unless
to
they're
let
already
him
tracking
go.
us and...
We don't have to let him go, like, take him out to the front door and just be like, all right, bye. Like, we can put him in a car and, pull him out somewhere else. And
He mentioned he has to get back to the depot. He wouldn't tell me where the depot was, but he has to get back to the depot.
Is he talking about
So maybe that's like a
depot?
like a base, I guess?
Did it seem time sensitive?
He said like he's got to get back before...
Or...
I assume bad things happen.
Well, what kind of bad things?
I wonder if they don't consider these guys to be compromised or officially, dead or MIA or something if they don't check in ever so often.
Well, if they consider you dead or MIA, that's fine. That doesn't really affect us, right? did it seem like they were saying bad things for us or bad things for them? Because I found this picture of, which is like I couldn't find any like grandchildren or anything like that. Usually in the wallet there's like a girlfriend number or something, but all I have is this. And she hands over the picture from
What's
the
awareness as you go and grab the stuff off the table?
For who?
Yeah.
Delia, who's fucking with the stuff that poured
Oh, I
out
see.
of his wallet.
Okay.
Oh dear. 5.
Woo!
You know what? No one was looking to congratulate me before
You
for my dice
hadn't-
rolls.
As you go to grab
No
it,
one cared who I was until I rolled the dice and put on the mask.
as Delia goes over to the counter, looks to grab the photo, you look at his splayed out cards that you pulled out of his wallet. One of them specifically stands out to you now. And it's a... It's a UPS warehouse badge.
Depot. You said depot, right?
Yeah.
Depot.
Why?
Packages. And she pulls out the card. She's like, packing depot.
He said he does deliveries.
Delivery. UPS. Do you think he looks good in shorts? Doesn't matter. The important part is and she like flips the card around to see like does it look like the card you know how you can put like a chip in something to let you for
it's
better security?
absolutely it's
Like with the little
absolutely got
debit
a
thing?
chip on it. It's got one of those gold chip oh fuck, I forget specifically what they're called.
I mean, Diebold's the company that developed them,
It's
so
it's the standard now in debit cards.
yeah. Smart.
It's not an
chip or some
RFID
shit.
scanner. That can be done from range. I think it's NFT. No, it's non-fungible token.
Or near field transactions is the other NFT, but it's neither of those. Those little chippy thingies, I think they're just called smart chips.
Does the card show any location, anything, or Danny's not gonna come out of her room.
Well, I mean, we have it. We're probably gonna end up keeping it, don't you think?
Well, if there are unforeseen consequences to not letting our game run free within a time period, that concerns me a little, yeah? If he doesn't go back to wherever this is, what happens?
I wonder if he... Okay, so I wonder if he's like your average UPS delivery man with the short shorts, or if he's more doing some kind of undercover, more dangerous delivery?
Well,
Or he also might just work at a UPS, but
it's very possible that
Well, that's what I
also-
mean, like the average.
There's also plenty of the government uses very normal facilities for any kind of untoward activity. I mean, I operated out of the basement of a mental hospital for how many years?
He said the government's in charge for him. He can't give a name.
Because you probably
He
don't
said-
know it.
He said it implies that he has one. He doesn't. He just said it's government, whatever it is. So this is really big, and I don't like it.
I wonder if
Out
I
of
can
context conversation.
I wonder if we can get Danny to make a copy of this. They'll like slide it under her door and like send her a text or something. And that way we can give it back. If we do want to, God, if we do want to fuck with this poor dude's head.
Well, I can ask him what kind of deliveries he does, if it's just like an average day job, or if it's something that he's doing because they told him to.
I mean, does he seem righteous about what he's doing?
yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, he is like gargled the Kool-Aid. Like, it's just really bad. Like, he just... he knows how poorly they're treated, but just expects it to. He thinks he deserves it.
I know someone like that.
And he was talking about how we're a sickness and we're not people. We're all these negative things, but I think he has less humanity left in him about himself than Luke does about people.
Whoa, hey, hang on. All right. I don't necessarily appreciate that kind of
Truth bomb?
statement.
Luke's just getting this look. Just
what? So anyway, so I'm thinking I go in there, I kick him in the head.
awe is still on, by the way. I just want everybody to know this.
Oh.
What's Delia's composure?
Oh,
I am a piece
You're
of
okay.
shit then. You're right. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I apologize. I
It's
should
okay.
probably be nicer to him. But I'm thinking I go in, I kick him in the head, knock his chair over, get all in his face about some shit, and then, to remind him of like the fact that danger exists. And then you shoo me off and get maybe another round of goodwill out of him.
do you think he knows anything else? What's your gut feeling?
I think that we have not yet asked him about his buddy coming back to life, and I think he might know something about that shit.
Does he know to what extent that cocktail is supposed to help? In what way does it make him feel confident to stand up against the kindred, right?
Yeah. I'm also thinking, with regard to the cocktail, if we tell him that there is vampire blood in it, I wonder how he feels about the idea of using that to impurify, his own body.
He feels like shit already, though.
Well, and
Yeah, I don't want to.
he's definitely high on his martyr horse, but
That's Charlie's fault.
Wow.
She literally hit him with guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie kind of scratches the back of her head a little bit and just moves kind of uncomfortably and is like, Luke, you saw it took a lot for me to get anything out of him. I ask him one question, he goes into a whole backstory.
Right, but once you get him talking in the first place, he's more likely to continue talking. And especially if you're the person who's saving him from, pain.
What are you offering him as incentive to answer any of this?
Well, see, normally with the good cop, bad cop thing, you could offer release, either sexual or physical, I suppose. You can offer...
Cops don't offer that?
Yeah, I said good cop, bad cop.
Shows? What kind of cop shows are you watching?
It's the name of the technique. It's not just used by actual law enforcement.
Okay.
My point is, you have a feel about what motivates this man now. Are you using what motivates him to actually motivate him? Or are you talking to him as if he is coming from the same standpoint of where you would be?
I'm trying to sympathize with him because apparently he lost a brother to one of us, and I lost my mom to them.
Does he know that?
I tried to put it in a way that wasn't too aggressive sounding, because I'm really afraid to sound like the enemy again with him. Because I kind of feel my hold every once in a while get shaky, depending on how I word stuff, and I have to be really, really careful.
What if we lie to him a little? We need to give him something that he thinks would be a good end, right? Well, you've told him he's never going to be released, that we're just going to possibly kill him or beat him or something else will kill him, right? That doesn't motivate people to help you. If he thinks
he wants to die.
Everybody make a well, okay. Anybody with auspex can make a make a wits awareness test.
Do we add our auspex?
That just gives you access to be able to make this test.
Okay. So you said wits awareness?
Yep, wits awareness. Essentially, because some of you have access to heightened senses.
Yeah. 2.
3.
Well, you all have Auspex. 1.
One.
They just gave away Auspex 1 in this in V5. I think half the Predator choices give it away.
I get it from Sandman.
Anybody who got more than 2.
Delia's going on about fucking psychology. You don't give a shit.
So behind the door, you hear a very muffled
Shit.
She's got-
Luke, I hope you have more tape. Because I think
Probably
he
do.
just broke it.
That or he knocked his chair over. I'm gonna go in and be all mean and bad guy.
As soon as
Be
Luke opens the door,
Mm-hmm.
you see him sitting in the chair, slumped forward. You see about a golf ball sized hole at the base of his neck. And blood splatter against the wall behind him.
Girl lied to me. Fuck.
Huh.
What? Charlie runs in blind.
Charlie,
like,
no, wait, no. And I like fake. No. Hold on. I like. I face palm Charlie to keep her out.
Oh.
I'm just
What?
like, no. Stay there.
What?
Delia kind of
It's
slowly
not-
walks up from behind. What'd he do?
It's not great. Let me go take a look. You stay here, Charlie.
Okay.
Delia looks at Charlie. I think he means it in a kindness. You just spent a lot of time bearing your soul to someone. And she like steps in front of Charlie and follows behind Luke.
Yeah, Delia, you can totally come in. You're a piece of shit like me. Let's go. I did not say that in character.
Shit like
I was thinking, piece of shit here standing in for someone with medical training.
I have medical training. What the fuck?
Yeah, both of you are pieces of shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's
do too!
on the resume now. That's right. I'm training that one.
You're training one to be a piece of shit. You're all pieces of shit to some degree.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm a piece of shit junior, okay?
Junior grade,
Junior grade piece of shit.
private piece
Also,
of
I
shit.
had medicine to start. I had a medicine to start, now I have 2. Because Delia is awesome.
Hoping to make corporal one day. Corporal piece of shit.
Oh my god.
Sergeant piece of shit. Sir! Charlie just stops at the, like, from being palmed and backs up and is like, I don't understand why I can't.
I'll tell you when
Going.
you're older. Closes the door.
I hate that.
How much older do you think she's gonna have to be if our nights continue like this?
I don't know. So he talked about needing to get back, and it occurs to me now why that was an issue.
I assume at this point we could see the splayed interior of Leslie.
Charlie's pouting outside.
Anybody going in? Like I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Luke and Delia are going in?
Yes.
Charlie
And
staying,
we shut-
Charlie being kept out?
Yeah, she's over by where Delia was, like, looking at all the science, just going, tell you when you're older. I'm old enough. Very
Inside-
upset.
You see a very ragged hole on his neck. And please make a intelligence medicine test.
I'm so angry I forgot questions. Ugh. I'm so angry.
Okay. Both of you realize that there has been a shaped radial concussive force applied between the second and third vertebra
this dude had a spinal bomb.
It
This is what I was
is
saying. So he
a
needed
bit of
to
a
go-
mess.
He needed to check in because he needed the counter reset.
Oh.
So wherever they're keeping these boys, they are not free to do as they please.
I wonder. Well, it could just be a safety precaution in some ways. She like leans a little closer and like just wades into the. Oh, wait! Grabs from the wall, slides her bunny slippers into the little like feety.
Oh my god.
It's her locker. There are.
Yep.
Yep.
There's absolutely
Yep.
foot covers.
Mhm. And she just starts wading
Sanitary
over,
foot covers too.
sliding and moving the blood along with her. If I look closer into the back where it actually originated, did anything remain inside? Like, is there any actual?
Bits?
Yeah.
There's you actually notice that there are fragments of plastic fused to the end of the remnants of the second and third vertebra.
Shit. Well, I was hoping there would be something a little, maybe more unique that we can keep an eye on, but it looks like they're using plastic. Like a.
Well, yeah, it's easier to it's inert until it's charged, and then pop, and it won't trip a metal detector. I mean, I certainly didn't notice that it was there. You know.
You notice that the make an intelligence medicine test.
Two.
3.
This plastic is a type of surgical plastic that imitates the density of bone. So even on an X-ray, it would look like a fracture rather than, I don't know if you've, everybody, at least I know on this call, has seen screws and plates in an X-ray. It doesn't even show up like that. It shows up like a minor
Nothing you're gonna be able to-
calcium. It looks like a calcium deposit. If it's shaped right, it can just look like abnormal bone growth. Not cancerous, because it's the same density as bone. And whatever charge was placed must have been rigged in such a way that the theory of Luke's pass through a metal detector, go unnoticed, all of that rings true.
I blame myself. I should have turned him into a piece of furniture sooner. Probably would have noticed it then.
I hate everything's so small now, Luke. Everything's
I'm sorry,
so
what?
small.
What do you mean small?
This wouldn't have been possible. Think about it. A couple years back, you're not smuggling entire detection devices and bombs this way when we were alive.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying you're just expressing frustration over the miniaturization of technology over time? I mean, did you ever see the computer that they sent the boys up to the moon with? Thing took up floors.
So did a lot of my original designs.
Yeah. Your cell phone now kicks the shit out of any of that. This is interesting, though, because this is not church. That guy said it was government. I believe him now.
What? Why didn't you believe it when I said I worked for... when I said it?
We saw Society of Leopold symbology. Remember that guy's gun handle?
Yes.
So, to my mind, this was church-related, not government.
I mean, I imagine at this point there might be more than one individual who does not like blood-sucking monsters eating their friends and family.
Which I don't get because we're so fucking likable.
Yeah, aren't we?
So they've got a facility. They've got this routine that they have to keep. They've got fucking skull bombs planted in them like in the comic books. There's this is big.
Yeah. That's why we've all been worried.
Okay, you can keep telling me that you told me so, or we can just have a conversation.
I mean, I will for a little bit, mostly because you do the same thing. Indulge me. I'm learning from social behaviors.
Fair
so
enough.
if they have him on a timetable, do we have to worry about if they've detonated someone, they may insinuate then that their location isn't safe anymore either.
I don't know that they know. See, if it's something that just happens automatically, I mean, they might know simply because the guy didn't make it back on time. But remember, as far as they're aware, they lost all these guys in that bar.
I wonder if anything else... She's like looking along the spray pattern to see if anything else blew out. Because there's the plastic that remained
checking
fused.
to see if there's like bomb bits like on the wall or...
Yeah.
Most of it was just, it was, from what you can tell, it was secured in place by a mount connected with this surgical plastic that mimics bone to be right on top of that vertebrae break. The specifically touching the disc and cutting through. This was a clean built explosive with purpose. Shaped, meaning that the fact that anything popped out of his neck at all, this was minimal. The level of damage that was done.
For someone to go through that kind of surgery, like, how would that not fuck them up for a bit? Because that's delicate. That's your spine.
A little bit of recovery time, yeah. But they could be back on their feet in like a month, tops.
They all know about it, is the thing. They all volunteered. I don't think this was a surprise.
No, I know. I wasn't even remotely going that direction. My brain goes to, how do we... the same thing that got me in trouble before. How do you detect the threat before it arrives at your door, right? How do you protect us from this?
Well, I need to go talk to somebody. Because I have some ideas for what I want to do to be able to help out a little bit better. But I think we're going to need to go to that UPS facility and have ourselves a look around. I don't think that's a tonight thing.
Yeah, because what if it's filled with an entire government agency of hunters? I don't know if you realize this, but we're all still fucked.
Yeah.
You could give a rim job to my abdomen, okay? I'm not exactly feeling up for going and personally spelunking the UPS facility without getting at least some information before we go.
Yeah, who are you looking at here? And I'm like showing you holes and things. Like, I fucking know. I was there. I killed 3 motherfuckers. I get it.
You're still willing to walk right in?
Yes, because it's what needs to happen. But here's what I'm saying. We don't got to walk right in and be all like, hi, we're vampires here to see the sights, right? I need to go talk to somebody because I think I know what I can do to help out here. To be a little bit more subtly?
I'm all ears. Unless it's a secret. I didn't think you liked those much.
No, I just got to figure out exactly which person I can convince to show me the ropes of how to get all sneaky.
How to get all sneaky.
Yeah, like how the Nosferatu pull that Batman trick, or like you turn around, then you can't see them anymore, and they're gone.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Right. So I'm thinking if we can make it so that we can all do that.
We can.
Right. I'm saying I maybe want to see if I can get it done more permanently than having to pop a pill every time.
Oh. Permanence is interesting.
There's a bing from the chem lab desk.
Toaster! Oh, our Pop-Tarts are ready!
Delia's watches the timer going off.
Clearly not a Fitbit under her gloves.
Charlie heard the bing in the lab.
Oh.
All right. You go deal with that.
What?
I'll clean this lad up. Keep Charlie distracted so she doesn't try to come in here and get her eyes on this.
I'm gonna have her look at some numbers and drugs. That'll keep her away from the murder and the... Yeah.
Hey. We didn't do this one.
We didn't.
Go team.
Yeah. Take the wins where you can get it, as she says as she starts walking out.
We didn't do this one. Fucking ass.
Does Delia come out?
Yes. Yes.
So if Delia comes out, Charlie's been like sitting there and she's on her phone and sees you and goes, "Okay, I have an idea. So if I go in there and I convince him that the people that he is working for don't deserve to have their secrets kept because they treat him like shit, then maybe he'll be more like able to tell me things because I'm sympathizing with him more." Do you think that'll work?
I think that it would be worth a shot if he had a cranium to process anything you're saying. And she like throws her arm around Charlie and tries to like start directing her towards the lab. I don't think he's in a position to listen to anything right now. The time it was a bit of a concern for William? Leslie. Right?
Does Charlie notice that Delia seems to be trying to distract her and is like avoiding a subject, or?
Oh, she's not avoiding it. It's just,
I don't want to go in there, do I?
No, kiddo, you don't. Luke's gonna take care of it, though.
Damn it, I forgot to ask about the regeneration thing, and I keep screwing this up.
It's not your fault he had a timer, right?
I've also never interrogated anybody, and there were so many things to ask and find out, and then when I figured out a little bit more about how my new ability works, I kind of got a little scared about it, because I knew if I worded something wrong, it was going to be bad, and
it's not supposed
I wish there was
to
a
be
safe
easy.
way to practice this shit, but there's really not.
No, that is exactly why you had a fugue state in the middle of the Haven. There's no real... It's not a lot of learning experience before you have to test on people, right? So you're figuring it out in the worst possible ways, and unfortunately, you can only hope that you mess up on people that you feel the least bad about.
This is very much a trial by fire, and this fire is particularly hot, and I don't. Charlie just kind of stops, and again takes the deep breath that she doesn't have to take. It's something that comes with this, with being what I am, and I think I just have to start kind of accepting that that's a thing. And I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm still, can't really say I'm human, can I? But
Here's the thing, right? The murder, the messiness of our lives doesn't necessarily come from the fact that our bodies no longer operate the same way they used to. There are people who live lives worse than ours that are still beating blood of their own volition. We easily
So I
write it
try
off
to
as
tell
the
him.
beast, as our excuse as to why we have to live this way, but there are plenty of people who don't have that excuse. It has nothing to do with the fact that we woke up like this. It has everything to do with how you choose to live your life and what you mix around with.
I try to tell him that, and he just he wouldn't listen. It's just so far gone.
Think about
I
how
don't, I
far
don't know
gone
what
you
they.
were when your mom died.
I still had that thought in my head of when he came up to me at the bar, even seeing what I saw, I thought of the one that we met with JD who had the family. And I said to myself, if he has any kind of humanity, doesn't like what he's doing, whatever, then maybe I could find it in myself to not forgive him, but not kill him. and convince him to maybe not do this anymore, to run, whatever, so he'll leave everyone alone, but I don't know. I don't.
You're not going to have all the answers. You're literally wading through the grayest pool that there has been presented in our existence right now. I know my position's a little more unique because I sat on both sides in a very intimate way, but I wouldn't want them to fully stop. They cannot involve innocent lives. That's the line. And she's making her way towards the chem set. And the problem is they're getting willing, it looks like, to cross more lines as they're going forward. Like you said, that weird resurrection thing.
He also brought up the fact that they've thought about exposing us before.
Why don't they?
But he said, Conrad, can you remind me what he said, actually? Because I got it confused with something else I was thinking, like, really hard.
Said,
like, it's gotta be this reason!
No, he said it would be a hard sell. And...
That's right.
What was it? We've thought of exposing you before. It would be a hard sell.
Yeah.
People just wouldn't take. It just wouldn't take.
Okay. He basically said that nobody would believe him. And the rest of them about it. Kind of like trying to tell people that there's a Bigfoot in this picture. You can see him right there. People still don't believe that.
That's exactly what makes Danny's job a little bit easier when we fuck up and there ends up being pictures of us on the internet these days. So I'm glad that at least still protects us in some way.
It really shuffles a little bit.
So
I swear I didn't see him.
You're not the only one who's fucked up and had to have Danny take care of it, so I'm not going to cast that stone. Let's see if we could at least piece together some information about what they're taking. Because if you're saying that they standard issue this because they don't feel like they can toe-to-toe without it, that could give us a lead.
I'm curious if it's the regenerative property. Maybe maybe it works short term. Maybe it only works in a certain amount of time from when you take it.
What's interesting is that it actually has it's not kindred blood necessarily. There's something fabricated about it. And if there's something that they're fabricating that gives them that ability, it's a bit like what we're seeing on the streets with some of the thin blood alchemy, where they're creating these things that the mortals are able to take, and they're getting the effects of some of the talents that we have ourselves that we only assume is from Vitae. The lines are getting blurred everywhere, and I want to know how far they're able to take it.
That's really weird.
As you're looking, as you're talking, you finally turn and look at the results, and at this moment Luke is kind of finished up.
There's booties in there if you don't want to get your pizzas bloody.
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Connery, I actually, I would like to grab a bucket, and I want to wring this guy out.
Ugh.
Oh, you guys did want delivery.
Mm-hmm. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
It's
I
Leslie.
prefer DiGiorno.
His name is Leslie. And his father is Stan.
Wringing him out, the comical image in your head is not exactly the
No,
Oh no.
the visual.
there's-
I want to make sure everybody understands that that's not
Yeah.
exactly visual. It's more of Luke opening up different veins on the body and then literally just
And, like-
because he's still fresh enough that you could actually just tip him upside down, cut open the throat, and then drain him like a
like
a
a pig.
cow.
Yeah, so which, by the way, is what I do with so in order to speed the process, it's actually because we already said that there are meat hooks, right?
Are there meat hooks?
No,
I
I
could
don't.
swear we established that last session that there were meat hooks.
No, there
in
were
this
meat
water.
hooks in a different freezer.
That was in a freezer on the boat, I think.
Yeah, different freezer.
Oh.
That wasn't here.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, do you
Okay, well-
yeah.
I'm happier about this.
Then I'll have to do it by hand. So pulling the limbs apart and then like going through, and I mean, like gently separating the flesh from the bone, and then like sort of squeezing forward the blood, or just like letting things drain a bit, or
You don't
know,
have. Well, what I'm saying is that he doesn't have to get too fancy with it. Is that
no, although I actually kind of want to get unfancy.
Well, the fancier you get, I'll say this: getting fancy with it is going to be a stain
Ow.
because you're breaking down a human body.
Wow, I wonder
Yeah.
what Ned's humanity is at.
You know what? I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
-12.
Yeah. Because I think Luke's, this is just like what needs to be done right now, and also we all need food. So he's worked in kitchens. He knows where the good bits are.
So Luke goes full on Der Metzgermeister and breaks down, or at least gravity does a lot of the work for you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you can hang him up. So it would be more of a task to hang him up in a creative manner because there aren't like hooks in here.
Yeah.
But
The other possible option is like a sausage grinder and a sieve, or like a mesh.
that would be 2 stains. But you're able to with the duct tape, you're able to make a cross piece across his ankles, and then essentially tape him to one of the overhead pipes that's sturdy. And he hangs against the wall. Now he's going to drip down the wall a little bit, but most of it's going to end up in your receptacle basin, also called a mop bucket.
I wash it out first.
All right. So it's at this point that Luke's finished up, setting all that up, and heading out of the freezer, basically letting him drip, is when Delia looks in and sees Potence and Celerity. And Auspex alchemy within the pills. But not strong enough to be Vitae. You know, when you do it, you need to use your Vitae to really do it.
But what about the drugs that were circulating? Was there Vitae in, like...
You never got your hands on those.
Yeah, we did. The strawberry...
Oh, right. You did get your hands on those. Those...
How does it compare?
It doesn't. This is clean. This is very clean.
The fundamental...
Fundamental concept, it is alchemy. It is sanguinary alchemy. But
there's no Vitae as carrier.
there's no Vitae carrier.
So it's the difference between like a street chemist and a pharmaceutical company, basically.
This was definitely made in a professional lab. This was not made in a pressure cooker by Earl and Ted looking to make a couple
Earl's
of bucks.
Earl's a fucking sweetheart. Ted's kind of a jerk, but Earl's nice. I like Earl.
Gotta catch him on the good days.
Well, you know, after he lost some of his vision in his left eye after that one time.
Well, you don't get that close to the fumes. You should have known.
If they're not using Vitae as a carrier for the potent celerity and Auspex, what is the, like, universal conveyance of it?
You don't know.
Oh, no, that's not what she likes hearing.
There is blood present. It's not kindred Vitae. That's why it's not strong enough to register as full-blown blood potency 1. It's blood...
0.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So I come out of the cooler and I like to think that, like, I've got a bit of a ring of bloodstain about here where long gloves would not have covered, but that everything else is fine. Yeah, don't go in there for a little bit, but I solved our takeout problem.
Oh, sweet mother of Murgatroyd. Yeah, I'm not going in there anytime soon. Stares at blood on Luke's shirt.
Change your pajamas. Oh, it's a white blanket. No! Damn it. I'll get the tie.
Sorry
We have
about that,
time to
Charlie.
go.
So,
Damn it. She just, her head hits the table.
Hmm.
It's like,
did we find anything out about
That cocktail?
these stims?
Yeah, it's essentially the cleanest version of what was running on the streets before, but leveled up 1,000 times. They're jacked with fucking celerity, potence, auspex, all the things you would want if you were trying to not get snuck up on, dealing with our shit in an actual... But there's no carrier with Vitae. They're doing it completely with just normal blood.
I mean,
Normal?
what
I
are the
didn't
rest of
say
the-
that.
Oh. Excuse me. Throws everything off table.
I didn't say normal blood. I said it's
not
alchemy.
kindred.
So, if it is not,
It's
normal
not
blood.
Vitae.
yes,
Which
not
is
Vitae.
what kindred keep within their hearts.
Yes. But it does not look like normal human blood.
Nope.
No, okay. What makes it not look like human blood?
Like the main thing is that it's blood potentish.
It has an energy. It has a.
One might say this blood is a bit thin.
It's not. I've asked before that it's not thin blood, right? Because a thin blood. When
Is
we
it
found out
angry?
the potence before, when I tasted Dave.
Yeah, you asked me if he was a thin blood.
Oh dear.
Is it? Is the blood angry? We've already had angry flowers, so I'm not even
That's
counting this out.
fair.
You know, this blood's on a diet.
Yeah.
No, I'm on a diet. You shush.
Why is anyone? First of all, you have no metabolism.
Don't worry. I was just kidding.
I know you know what a joke is, Delia. I've seen you make them.
Never heard of it.
So is this result like from like a machine that just goes like do 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 and like just kind of gives you like a paper result?
This
Kinda
is a
like
lot.
Spectrograph. Sorry.
This is a lot of Delia having one, a spectrograph, two, there is a little bit of Tremere fuckery going on.
Okay.
Because there's very special pieces of modified litmus paper, essentially, that she has smeared the blood across, and it's changed color across the way, and she's kind of reading that from an occult perspective.
Okay. So really weird question.
I like this.
And I apologize if this is dumb.
No, say thank you. I say thank you to you. That's right. That's what I wanted to say. Correct. Continue.
If I use Sense the Beast like I did with the flowers to find if they were angry, and I look at these paper smears, are they angry? I'm gonna see if there's a correlation between the flowers
Make
and this.
a wits awareness test.
Are we able
Spend
to
bonus dice. Blow this
Yeah.
case wide open.
Yeah. Is there too little blood to check for the sequence K?
Far too little.
Yeah.
When it comes to the actual, like, drug itself, you have enough to tell that it's, like... The fact that it isn't in a liquid form, every time you've done alchemy, it's been some kind of thing that sits in a liquid form. The fact that this was able to be freeze-dried, essentially, or desiccated into a pill form is something you've never dreamed of being able to do.
But the strawberry cream saver.
That's still a liquid form. It's a that's kind of like a it's closer to like a gelatinized gummy.
Okay.
Conria, I arouse to get more dice.
No,
No.
boy. You're gonna
I'm
need
so fucking
you're gonna need a
determined.
big tall glass of Leslie to really cut
Aw.
to
Well-
really take the edge off.
I actually passed the hunger check.
Yay!
But I'd still have 3 full boxes, so there's that.
So to give you a better idea, it's kind of like a gusher.
Oh, ooh, I love those.
As you melted the exterior, there was a burst of the
Oh, damn it.
burst of the blood inside. It was far closer to being a fluid than it was a solid.
And then just a little drop of Retsin to freshen the breath.
Yeah, there you go. Or sensing the beast. Normally when you sense the beast, you feel the animal predatory intent. This has the predatory intent of an 8-foot tall grizzly that's stuffed and mounted. It's dead, but it's still standing tall and bearing its fangs and claws.
Bearing.
Come on.
You said it.
So this has the feel of when you kind of go into a house that has a lot of stuffed animals. And I don't mean plushies, I mean like taxidermy hell. So there is no life there, but that aura is still there. Where it kind of still feels threatening, like if you walk into the room and you don't expect it to be there and you're like, yeah, there's a boar! But it's like, it's its head on the wall. It has that feel to it. Like it was really dangerous at one time.
The pill has that feel?
The blood.
The smears.
Yeah.
So to process the drug, Delia had to pulverize and do different tests to it. One was the spectrochromatograph. Another was to occultify its along that Tremere doctored litmus paper to view its kindred elements. There was a whole bunch of stuff happening while she was doing that to find out what its core existence was. And that's the thing that she's sensing the beast off of, is the remnants of beast. But it's dead and stuffed.
It was bestial at one point. It's not now, but it was. Just stares at Delia like, I don't know what this means, help! like, I found something, I don't know if that helps you, but...
Thoughts are happening.
It's like when you're playing an adventure game and like you pick up a yo-yo or some shit. You're like, I don't know what to do with this right now, but I'm sure it'll be useful later. Just stick it in your
I wouldn't have been able to
kit.
click it if it wasn't important.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Sierra.
So,
if it's not kindred blood.
but it depends on
Could it
how we're
be, like-
defining.
But could it be someone like, well, if there's werewolves, could it be werewolf blood?
You suggested that it could possibly... I did not phrase my question about David right before. I was asking if the blood could be... Is this blood thin blood?
I don't like using that concept as much.
I don't know. So in the setting, right? Because
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. You've never had contact enough with it to actually be able to fully process how, like, you've never had your hands on just like a vial of thin blood to actually just work with. You've worked with Vitae constantly. You've worked with kindred
we kept killing them,
blood.
son of a bitch.
All over the place.
Every
You
time.
never took a sample of somebody who you know was confirmed Duskborn.
That's pretty.
That's one of the names. Twilight and Duskborn
I
are
like
the other names.
Duskborn.
I like those a lot better rather than Thin Blood, which has
Thin
some
Blood has
very
some really
not cool
great-
connotations.
Yeah, Duskborn. That's what
Hey,
they're
I
really
vote
nice.
not Twilight.
That's why I like Duskborn.
Duskborn.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I'm ready to... Yeah! Okay.
I hate the term Thin Blood gives me all the wrong, and not in a
Okay,
fun way. It
I'm
just
gonna
makes
fix
me.
this. Blah.
Bleh.
The Duskborn were the ones that were originally pushing some of the really revolutionary concepts of the alchemy, conveying that to mortals, letting them interact with the things we do without having to actually turn them or even ghoul them. I tried once to get one to explain a bunch of things to me. Needless to say, they were incapable of doing so at the end of the night. So, missed opportunity. If I were to maybe have a sample of someone of that unique disposition, I could compare that, because there is the feeling of it being so close to Vitae, but it's not. It's slightly different, right?
Yeah, that's kind of why I thought werewolf, because if, like, when I think about a werewolf, I think that they're strong and they're fast and they can hear and smell really well, and those are the 3 things you described, so that's kind of why I went down that road. But
Werewolf blood is different.
does it look different? Does it smell different? Does it, like, what makes it different?
I've not ever had much of it because, not easy to take down a werewolf.
No, imagine not.
But
Just thinking about the one we met in the park, just like, no.
It tastes.
Hudson.
If kindred blood is whiskey or tequila, werewolf blood is fireball.
Do you think? Do you think they stole our project?
Who? The hunters?
If they're able to convey our talents through, let's just say, a vector, which is blood, but they're not bonding anybody, have they figured out a way to make it so that the blood doesn't bond at all, and you're still able to open up, completely let anybody interact with this? Ideally, it would be amazing. What if you woke up tomorrow and you just permanently had access to anything that anyone can do? It doesn't matter who embraced you.
Permanently? I mean...
Because if...
That's not what you were doing. You aren't removing clan.
No, that was a concept that was bounced around at some point.
Oh, okay. I was making sure that wasn't something that was misinterpreted in what you were able to do.
She's offered a lot of things that she would like to do. There's a reason why quirky, skeptic, visionary is the concept.
To me, it seems like this is just standard operating procedure for the government. They got their hands on a couple of these black bodies, managed to keep them in some form of isolation, and then have been spending an awful lot of time trying to figure out what can be done with them, right? And we don't really count as citizens or anything, so it's not like we've got rights. So they just hold on to them and keep fucking around, and who knows, maybe they get a couple of Duskborn on the payroll even. It's not like they're really all that well treated in our own society. So I can understand why it might be appealing for some of them who feel like they still relate more to their human side than to their kindred side. They start screwing around with Vitae and other shit, and hey, look, now you got a combat stim. You can market super soldiers. You can do whatever you want to do. That all tracks to me.
How much government's involved here? Is it its own branch? Is it like a super secret branch that even like the main government doesn't know about? Is it like...
I worked under R&D. Technically, that's all kinds of things. At the end of the day, projects get passed off everywhere because it depends on who can write off the funding. And the funding doesn't really matter either. But this is the kind of thing that, like,
if people find out about it, like the general public, they're just gonna go panic. It's like as if they came out and just went, oh my god, I wonder if Area 51's real.
The government's already issued full public statements of things they do, but the public they don't buy it. It's just like you said, it's a hard sell. The government's already released that they worked with psychics. We've been fucking with them since I was alive.
The government, they like to maintain some form of deniability, I think, most of the time. But, shit, Delia, you remember, well, hell, it occurs to me now, maybe you were part of it, MK Ultra.
Yes, and that's very public as well.
Mortal Kombat?
No, the government, in part of their desire to get one up on the Russians in the Cold War, they tried all sorts of shit. They tried messing around with LSD and determining whether or not it had any ability to train people to open their third eye or whatever, and like use telekinesis or telepathy or anything in order to, like, say get remote intelligence or something like that.
Is it like a men who stare at goats kind of thing?
That's
It's
different.
actually that's a pretty funny movie, but it is actually about that program.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, part of it anyway.
I don't like knowing this much.
And as the coterie now has plenty of interesting research to do and contemplate, we are going to go ahead and call tonight's session. As we end on kind of a mysterious note.
I'm very happy that Luke gets to research his anti-government conspiracy theories for fun and profit.
For fun and
For
Before it was just for fun.
So, yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. I have been Conry from the place closer to the Great Lakes than us.
Hola, me llamo Zed.
From north, but close
Still closer than us.
Dara!
to my immediate north, I'm guessing.
Really? Sandra?
We'll catch you guys next time, and until we see you again, remember to always stay evil. Good night, everybody.